Hey guys, how are you today? It's time for another one of our mod talks. And today we're going to actually be getting behind the scene on a few streams and chit-chatting with a few friends that some of you may know, some of you may not. Shortly, we're going to be having our friends DJ Mixie come in and Mr. Watson. They are a fabulous dynamic duo on Twitch, working together more than any mod that or team that I've seen on Twitch. And I love these guys to death. We've got our first one, Mr. Mixie. Looks like is almost ready to join us. And Mr. Watson will be coming in soon. Hi, shiny Miss Watson. Enjoy the lurk. I still got to add that command. I'm working on it because I'm also going to be using it to teach people how to make commands too for some of these. Hi, very, very squishy fox. A very, very moist member of our Moist Music Collective, which I just got asked to join as an ambassador, which Mixie, who's joining us, and Simil, that joined us last week, are the co-founders of the Moist Music Collective. Let's go ahead and pull Mixie on. It looks like his face is ready back there. There might be a smile or two. Hey, Mixie.
How's it going?
He's going to be joining soon. Doing pretty good. While we take this time to wait for Mr. Watson, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. My name is DJ Mixie. I'm a resident in the northwest of England and have been on Twitch now 18 months, I think it is, something like that. Host of the Shed of Dreams, aka the Madhouse.
Definitely a madhouse over there. So, I know we're still waiting for Mr. Watson, but you want to give a little introduction about Mr. Watson and you and how you guys met and started the streaming while we wait for him, and then he can give his little 2 cents in?
Yeah, so Watson and I have worked together for probably the best part of about 8 years, I think. It actually started when I hired Mr. Watson as a photographer to work for me at my business. And so over the years, it all sort of evolved into Watson getting involved with my live gigs. Here he is. And we became pals from then. So yeah, when we started DJing online, I was originally on Facebook, and obviously we all know that any of the DJs that have played on that platform got so fed up of getting DMCA'd. Watson said, let's give Twitch a go, and I'm sure he'll tell you about how that all came about later on.
Hello, everybody. Evening.
Hello, Mr. Watson. And now we have Mr. Watson here as well. I want to give you a little hello and introduction about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Watson. I'm an idiot's friend. I don't think I heard you mention I worked with Adam for, about 9 years, I think it is now, 8-9 years. I met Adam as a photographer, but unknown to Adam as well, I've done a lot of background work on the internet. So I run the Honda Prelude Owners Club. I helped Streams Out Blue and Queenie. I helped the Wee Devil run his community and his DayZ service as well. And I kept all that very separate from my real life as such. And yeah, that idiot was streaming on Facebook and getting cut off every 2 minutes. I'm like, why are you even doing this, mate? There's a platform built for you here. Just come over here. And now we're here. So that's my backstory.
Right? Hey, I'm happy that I found you guys over here. Real quick, I want to give it a quick thanks. Let's see if I can say this name. Thanks for the follow. We got 2 of them. Doyen Park and next President of America. Ooh.
Fox Force.
Nice.
Fox Force.
Yes, indeed. We do have the Fox Force here. She always comes in force and she's amazing. Oh, and we do have also Tiki Gone Wild coming in as well. He's an amazing game streamer and does amazing voiceovers. I still want to get him and Simil together. They could make some moist stuff for you guys. If you haven't checked him out, I occasionally hang out with him during FPS Friday. And, we kill some kids, have some fun, and game out on his stream over there. I don't know if I have that link for the link tree on it right now, but we do have fun over there. He also is recently getting back into his DJ stream as well. Big love to Tiki. I've known him for a while, and I just won a pizza from him, the other stream. Sent it to me from Cali. It was great. Nice and yummy.
Free pizza.
Some of those random things that people do on streams. Gotta love it. So with you guys, how did you get into your music lifestyle that you have, Mixie and Watson, in general, choosing the path that you did and the style of music that you did?
I'll defer to that idiot.
Music for me has always been something that has been in my family. To my father being in bands, and my father was a DJ before me. So even from when I was old enough to understand and reach the record decks, I used to play with them. So yeah, I pretty much was brought up around it. So from the age of 14, I actually started DJing properly. And then sort of, there was one pivotal moment where I was in a nightclub. I was way underage in this nightclub, and I heard a DJ play a track that I recognised, with this a cappella from another track over the top of it, and it was the first time I'd ever heard it. So I'm rushing up to the DJ's box and asked the DJ what the track was, and he said, "Well, I'm mixing this live now," and he brought me into the DJ's box, and that was it. I was hooked. So literally, probably about 2 weeks after that, I had my first set of turntables and started learning to mix. So yeah, that's what really sort of brought me into the electronic dance music scene. And then just over the years, playing with different styles. I mean, I was a house DJ for a time. I was an R&B DJ, a trance DJ, and then in more recent years, before all the lockdowns and everything happened, Watson and I were out doing DJing at weddings and just doing the whole party thing. So yeah, coming on to Twitch has been brilliant, because it's meant that we've been able to go back to doing a lot of the things that we love doing.
Yeah, as I say, my music is, I'm very, what's the word, eclectic with my musical taste. I like just about anything and everything in music. But the electronic music, the trance music, that comes for me from the car scenes. So I used to be a massive Honda Prelude nut. I used to go to all the shows, all the meets, and all the boy racer whatnots and all the rest of it. And there was a massive rave scene in the car scene as well. So that's where a lot of the music comes, for me anyway, on the trance side of things.
Oh, nice. And that is one thing that I do like about Twitch, is you don't have any club owners telling you what you have to play.
No,
you get to be yourself, and your community really is built around what you've made it. Like you guys in the Moist Music and the Shed of Dreams and the Madhouse. And you're yelling and shouting, like, because we had a talk last week on Sunday with Simon and them about the balancing of talking versus not talking. And with you found a nice balance, like giving that love through the shouting and here and there having jokes, but you choose your timing correctly, which is what I really appreciate about your stream and why I wanted to get you on here. How did you choose, like, the way that you interact? Because every streamer has a different way of interacting with their streamers or their viewers.
Watson and I had this thing where, when I first started DJing on social media, full stop, I was treating it as if I was playing in a nightclub. So play a track, talk about the track, play the next track, and so on and so forth. See somebody in the chat and just say hello to them. So, but I then started to realize that when you're on a platform that is heavily geared around social interaction, that you need to sort of develop something that has got a bit more entertainment value, or one of the things that we used to do back in nightclub land is we used to pick regulars out and essentially turn them into little celebrities, because they used to come into the club every week. So be by sort of saying that they look like somebody or giving them a nickname or something like that. So from that point of view, Watson and I had discussed for over many different streams, how can we make this more unique? How can we try and create something that people want to be able to come back and sort of witness again? And it's moved on from that.
Yeah, I'd say for me that I think the strong rules that I sort of brought forward was the chat is all important. The people in that chat on your Twitch are the masters and lords of everything. The music is, for me personally, completely secondary to the entertainment. On Twitch, it's always about the connection with the streamer and their chat. That is what I think Twitch is made out of. That's the fundamentals as such. I think we do have a good mix of that, because obviously there are some songs, because we are obviously music based, and you don't want to be saying anything over that song because it's just a damn good song and you need to shut up.
It's funny you mentioned that, Watson.
No comments.
There's a few no comments that happen behind the scenes. And these guys have a lovely virtual audience that they've put together. But real quick, I do want to say to a few of the new friends out there, thank you very much for the follows. We've got, this is really hard. I don't know how you guys pronounce everybody's name the right. Schroeder King?
Schroeder King.
Schroeder King?
I think I don't go by what I say.
Right? Amy B08. Welcome in, and thank you very much for the follows. Tell me if I got it wrong, and I'll try and say it right the next time.
I just laugh at him trying to make up these names as he goes along, and I'm like, it's somewhere in the ballpark.
I bailed on one last night. I totally bailed on it because I looked at it. I was like, there's not a chance I'm going to get that right. No way.
Right? There's both sides of the names. There's the ones that are super funny that you like don't know if you should stay on your stream, but they're a riot. And then the other ones that are just like, how do I say that? Like, I really am interested in it. Like, the names I've come across are great. I think Bacon is still one of my favorites in whiskey and weed. You know, they might be basic, but do they speak to my heart?
We picked one up last night that was called Little TWAT, and I was like, that username's not going to last very long on Twitch.
Nope.
So one of our users out of Mr. Saint, his username used to be something along the lines of Sir McCunty McOff, and he had it for many years until a Twitch staffer noticed and was like, "No, you're not having that anymore."
Oh yeah, I love it. And sometimes I'll literally just call him out, going, "Dude, love your name. Like, can I just follow you around so I can say your name and chat a couple more times?" Like,
there was one. Was it All Balls and No Dick or somebody like that went into Shinta's stream?
Yes.
And that was priceless. Oh my God, because she called him out and then realized exactly what she'd said. So I sat back thinking, bloody hell, this is funny. But it was great entertainment for Twitch. It was fantastic. It was really good.
I like one of their VIPs names Idiot with a Grill. It's priceless. But there's been some good ones. And speaking of names, how did you guys come up with the names that you did for yourselves?
Go on, Watson.
Me, I stole Mr. Watson from my wife. I'm shameless. My wife and her best friend have some pet names for each other, and that has the Sherlock Holmes references to it, and so I became Mr. Watson. That's the short version of that story, anyway.
I'm sure there's something else behind there, but we won't discuss that, will we, Mr. Watson? Mine was actually shortened, believe it or not.
It was DJ Dickhead originally, but
it was. Yeah, he's right. I won a few DJ competitions many years ago when I was merely a boy, and I was given the title the Mixmaster. So a lot of my mates thought it was cool, and they used to call me the Mixmaster every time we go to the pub or anything like that. How's it going, Mixmaster? And one of the lads actually shortened it to Mixie, and I thought that sounds really cool. And because he'd called it me a couple of times, all my mates started calling me Mixie, and literally, I've even now had members of my own family for the last years that have texted me, all right, Mixie, how's it going? You know, I'm called Mixie by more people than my given name now. It's weird. It still is weird to this day. And I've had this name for 20 odd years. Easy 20.
Ever
20
thought about
odd years.
legally changing it?
No. Could I do that? No. Should I do that? No. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I do want to say real quick, shout out to Awesome Opossum, amazing streamer. Go ahead and give him some love there too. And hi again. Thank you very much for stopping in again. So with your guys' streams, I really wanted to take, since today is my first Wednesday, I wanted to get down a little bit more informational based kind of with all of our friends on the streaming side of why they chose Twitch over a separate platform, and then also maybe some tips or tricks that you have for some future thinking streamers or people that are like, you know, we all come across streamers that are new and the struggles that it comes with, even those basics, etiquettes, getting past those boundaries of making those first new friends and finding that borderline of, you know, too pushy or not too pushy or, you know, not enough, you know, because there's that tips and tricks of trying to communicate that you're a streamer to people without sounding like you're self-promoting, as well as maybe some tricks to how you've done what you've done, because you guys are super successful working on that partner coming up next, hopefully. And you guys have amazing streams all the time and you work together very well. And maybe Mr. Watson, some tips to mods out there that want to help their streamers like you do for Mr. Mixie here.
Mister. For the mod side of things, something I've quite often said to you, Cass, is bouncers. Be a good bouncer. Don't be a dickhead bouncer. A good bouncer in a club will come over, have a chat to a troubled individual or somebody that's acting in an inappropriate manner and have a little word with them. And hopefully that is the matter resolved and everybody's happy. You know, the idiot bouncer comes in, rips somebody out by the scruff of the neck and causes a massive scene and then kick off in the middle of the club. Nobody wants that. And, you know, you don't want that in your Twitch chat either. You know, if somebody's stepping out of line, push them in the right direction, just nudge them slightly. And people generally pick up their own social etiquette cues from there on forward, I think. And I say heavy-handed moderators can absolutely ruin a stream. I've been in streams before where people become overly sensitive to any little thing, word criticism, and they nitpick, and it can just end up in mass bannings. And every viewer is important to everybody. You know, that you might just think it's one person, it doesn't matter, but one person really does matter. Every individual user matters on Twitch, and you should treat everybody with the same respect. So
I think part of that is that as streamers and having mods as well, you set your stall out. You know, if you are like our channel, for instance, we try and host a community of inclusiveness. So regardless of where you're from, how successful you are, what background you have, what your interest in music is, what your favorite things are, daft things like that. Regardless of those bits and pieces or any struggles that you're going through in your life, we offer a level of inclusivity. It's not always going to gel with other people, and we get that. And as Mr. Watson said, that a heavy-handed approach with a channel that is heavily community-based is the two don't go together. So from that point of view, again, Mr. Watson's absolutely correct. We like to adopt this approach where we can have a chat with somebody and sort of say, look, you know, what's the issue, or, you know, is it something that we can talk about, and then make a decision further on down the line.
Yeah. Yeah, and touching back, I really like how Watson does his introduction with their virtual audience, and they have that pair, and not just a streamer, having their Discord on the side, but they really have their primary mod in there, keeping an eye on it, allowing people coming in, letting them know how to turn on their mics, making sure that they know what the rules are of the stream in case it goes up. Like for let's talk about marijuana being one of those things. It's like really questionable in everybody's state and country and where they live. Some streamers, they're living in a legal place so they can smoke. Well, others like you guys, it's not legal there. So on Mixie's stream, you can't show it.
Yeah.
So everybody in the Discord that could potentially go live have to keep it off camera versus going into somebody else's stream. For instance, like mine, I'm in Washington. I could smoke. You two still can't because, you're where you are. Sorry. But on my stream,
third
I
world
could.
country here with regards to that stuff.
I know, right? And so it's completely vastly different. And on the same aspect, also how different everybody's chats and community are. Like you can't take one joke in one place, like all of our little moist jokes. You can't throw those in any other channels. I've seen loads of streamers that are amazing and or partnered get banned from channels because of the way they talk with their community. They tried to translate it over to another community and it just didn't work. So what are you guys' thoughts on that, of trying to figure out maybe
A joke's only funny as long as everybody thinks, everybody's happy with the joke. You know what I mean? It's if you've got a joke and it's upsetting somebody, that's a bit different. You know what I mean? That's a different area. As long as everybody's having fun, that's all that matters.
I think from my point of view, I'll give you one example of this, and Watson will remember this. I'm not going to name the username, but we had this one particular night where there was a lot of banter going on in the chat and across from things I was saying, things that Watson was saying, and as the conversation went on, I said one little throwaway comment which got a lot of laughs, and I didn't think at the time it was terribly offensive. It might have been a little bit careless in some regards, but this guy absolutely tore strips off me because he took offense at just one little part of what I'd said, and he wasn't even part of this this sort of this group of people that it could have potentially been referenced to, but he took offense to it, and that really opened my eyes a little bit in terms of, you're not only having to consider people that are from different walks of life that you might be saying things that they could relate to, but other people that are associated with them as well. And that makes it incredibly difficult to do, what we do. There's a lot of bits and pieces that we could potentially air that we really don't.
I was going to say, Northern language up here is full of jokes that are deeply offensive. But they've sort of been integrated into normal everyday language and banter around here. And a lot of that language, if you said it on Twitch, is full on ban worthy. And when we say it up here, it's not meant in a horrible regard. Every person finds it quite amusing. But obviously other groups of people could take it offensively, and it's not meant like that in the slightest. It was a joke, but you've got to be careful.
There was this one time.
We don't mention that. No. We don't talk about that anymore.
I'm there getting dug in the ribs by him, and I was like, what did I say? I didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, I wanted to say thank you for the follow. Father of All the Lost. Ooh, love that name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're just in the middle of chatting with DJ Mixie and Mr. Watson about their take on the streaming and everything. If you've just joined us recently, I've just started these talks. I'm going to be going through different conversation topics every single week, just so you guys know, since I haven't said it yet this time. My stream is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Wednesdays, we're going to try and get really one-on-one with streamers, and maybe learn some tips, tricks, and why they got into streaming and why they chose Twitch. Thursdays, we're going to have one-on-ones with me doing just knowledge based, teaching you guys some things that I do behind the scenes because I've been modding for everybody and I can no longer answer as many questions coming in one by one. I figured why not start a stream so you guys can come and learn some things. Videos will be up later. If you miss any, you can come back and chat. And then Sundays, we're going to try and get roundtables in and get streamers from different platforms to talk about why they chose what style of platform they chose, just in case, hey, Twitch may not be for you and you might find a fancy on a different one. Because we love all streamers and you guys have really helped us, especially through the dark ages of 2020, saving grace for a lot of people, including myself. And I've just loved what you guys have all done with this. So back to what we were chatting about. Yeah, right, stream tribe. Not the queen, but I love you all. So one of the things that I like when I come into your guys' stream is also that you guys try and keep it nice and happy moving forward, and you always choose a different raid. What's your guys' logic when you're choosing a raid going out?
That pretty much comes down to me generally, on a general level. I generally BPM match. I generally listen to another stream whilst I've got Mix's stream on. And I BPM match in my headphones weirdly. I try and get the same sort of vibe going forward because I've failed before. I have made terrible choices before where it's gone horribly wrong, and I've taken a very energetic chat into places that weren't expecting a very energetic chat, and it's ended up very disastrous. But yeah, I spend a good hour when I sort of know that the stream's ending. I sort of spend a good hour looking at who's online, what are they playing, what are they doing, what sort of BPM they're in, and then I sort of start sending a few suggestions through to Mix it and sort of get his feels and his thinks on things, and then the sort of plan is there sort of done thereafter until it all goes wrong because Mixie decides to stream another half an hour and that person goes offline.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something that happened to me, perfectly true story today, mate, while you were asleep. So I messaged somebody to say, look, how long are you staying on for? And he messaged me back saying, I'm off in 5. But I messaged him in his live chat. So I thought, I've got a raid location. Perfect, no worries. 2 minutes later, I got the guy that was I was going to raid into. He messaged me in our chat saying, how long are you on for? And I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Is there nobody on?
Oh, there was plenty of people. Oh. I had the lurk on. It was fun. Yeah, I saw that happen a little bit where there was a lot of raids at that exact same time that you raided this morning. I was watching over and I'm like, there was like about 4 or 5 crossovers at that exact same time. And I don't know why it was so busy, but it was hilarious.
This is the other thing, Cassie, that you don't, as a streamer, you don't actually realize that, if you've got a set regimen in terms of what time you finish and what time you start, you fully don't take into account that there may be other streamers out there that have the same start time as you or the same finish. You certainly have no idea of the finish time, but if you're following those streamers, you know exactly when they start because you get your notifications on your phone or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hadn't fully taken into account that, when you finish it, if you finish it at the time of your schedule, there's going to be a million and other different raids going on.
Yep. There are. Real quick, I did want to touch back. We had a question from Mossy Forest, and maybe you guys would like to chime in on this because it has been a hot topic. which she says I'm driving, so I can't really be in chat right now. Voice to text is my friend at the moment. I'm interested in hearing what people think the future of Twitch holds now that things are opening back up again, because I'm going to a party in Tacoma today, and this topic has been on my mind.
Do you want me to take this?
Yeah, I'll let you take this one. I have various different thought trains on that one, so I could be here all day going down different avenues. So I'll let Mixie take it.
So, from my point of view, Watson and I are pretty invested in Twitch, and that can be sort of seen from the different bits and pieces that we've reinvested into the stream and the rest of it. I've actually decided that I've no desire to go out and find a residency in a nightclub again. If the right gig comes along, then things will be considered. But I think that we still don't know enough about what's going on in the wider world with all of this huge pandemic to know for sure that we are going to be able to go out and sort of be, somewhere close to how we were before COVID-19. But with that withstanding, there's been many DJs, gamers that have been on Twitch for a long time and that have been extremely successful. Certainly from my point of view, I love Twitch. I love the interaction. I love the fact that we can fire up a stream at any time during the day and have people in the chat, and start to get to know those people. And then all of a sudden a few more will come in, or they'll be on social media to their friends or whatever, and some of their friends come in. I think that's brilliant, and that's one of the most beautiful things about Twitch is the level of interaction that you can have with new people.
I think I think Twitch as a whole will contract slightly. That we will have a drop in overall numbers on Twitch as the wider world opens up. It's inevitable. However, you will get a lot more of the smaller streamers who no longer stream as much as they used to, because again, they're now, that they were streaming on Twitch for 10, 15 viewers, but they've got to go back to work. They have to go back into the office. They have to get back on with their lives. So I think overall Twitch will contract in terms of overall, but I think it could be quite positive for a lot of streamers, as there's again going to be a new wave of viewers looking for people to watch, because all their favorite people are now disappeared, or aren't streaming at the times that they like them to stream. So I think it's going to be an interesting journey.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Real quick, I did want to give a couple shout outs. We did have a few friends join us during this. Sidetrack to please, if you guys can, give some love to our buddy DJ Craig Don. Wow, I can't even say your name right now. Why have I been saying, Craig Gordon, and our lovely Krista LaFay. Amazing streamers also here on Twitch. Krista LaFay is part of our Moist Music Collective. There's a link tree there. I did shout him out just a bit ago, but I will shout him out again in case you missed it, because I didn't want to cut off the conversation. I love you guys all. I do see you coming in. But to get back really entirely live, thank you very much for showing up. Love you. It's okay. Dabs up, love. You're amazing too, Chaotica. Sorry. I'm dyslexic, so pardon me on the names. This makes it a little bit harder. But when it comes to the future of Twitch, I just feel like if we can breach that bridge from Twitch and the rest of social media, because there's a really big block. I know Twitch is trying to make those like auto notices pending to be able to go to Instagram and Facebook, and those they only have the Twitter one available as of right now. But like there's not very easy bridge from Twitch to other social medias other than like actually getting out there and building every single one individually, versus like the other platforms. So for me, I know trying to get that name out there to get those organic viewers in is something that I think everybody needs to work with, because I've seen a lot of streamers that don't want to post that they're streaming on their Instagram. but I think that's actually hurting them in the long run because their real life fans might want to see them here.
I have several ones on this sort of area. Social medias are important, and if anybody's thinking about, if they're starting their stream and they want to, what social media should I do? Twitter and Instagram. Go Twitter and Instagram if you're on Twitch. They seem to be the key ones to go for. You won't get any sort of, Facebook and Twitch. It just doesn't seem to happen a lot. I mean, it did start us off, Adam. It started me and Mixie off. We had a following on Facebook, but the conversion rate to Twitch was hard. It was hard when we first started. Our view numbers were obviously were minute compared to what they are today. So yeah, it's a difficult one with social medias. But if you're on Twitch, get yourself a Twitter and get yourself an Instagram.
There's no hard and fast rule to how to do that conversion either, because I know Twitch streamers that are DJs that will always do an hour on Facebook and then try and push their audience from Facebook over to them starting up on Twitch at the end of that stream. And the conversion rate is tiny. The whole effort versus reward thing, it doesn't pan out. And I think that Facebook is one of those things now that has been so, it's made integral to everybody's lives. You go and buy any device these days, it's got Facebook installed on it, whether you've got a Facebook account or not. So, but what I'm trying to say is that most of us have got Facebook accounts. Yeah. Getting people to move away from that sort of almost reactional thing of picking your phone up and checking Facebook. Do people do that and sort of go, I'll just check Twitch and see who's on? Getting people, we know you do, Cassie, but getting people to sort of rearrange their lives from that mentality of just looking at, somebody said this to somebody else, or there's been a photograph uploaded, or there's a bit of news or anything like that. Go and look at something maybe a bit more interesting on Twitch. It doesn't need to be a DJ. It could be a gamer. People don't realize just how vast the platform is, and that's one of the things that I love about it. I love so much. I'm learning new stuff about Twitch every day.
Oh yeah, I follow a few yoga instructors that do their weekly yogas. Then there's people that are just doing IT tech, painting. There's the Bob Ross where they just
Bob
play
Ross
Bob Ross.
He's huge on Twitch, Cass. Huge.
Oh, yeah. He's amazing. Even though he's dead, he's one of the biggest streamers. Oh, there's another one that I watched. This Dash Ducks. I'm sorry, Squishy. They literally just stream a pond of ducks that people can feed ducks at any given time from chat with bits. And all day long, it's just playing. Like right now, they have 1,300 people watching them. And it's just ducks. Occasionally you'll see a swan or some geese fly through, and Mixie looks like he's about to die. All the ducks are swimming in the water.
My life has been saved for another day.
I did it. He didn't. Blame me.
It was fucking killing me, though.
I saw that. Your face was turning
She's
redder.
In the background doing this at the moment. She's going nuts. She is going absolutely nuts.
I can see her now. Oh, I love you. Very squishy. And again, she is amazing with everything she does, including her posters, her Instagram posts. If you haven't checked her out, check her out fully, not just her Twitch.
I was going to get to that as well, actually, because of the squishy thoughts. Social media and how people run it, that there are different ways, different methods, and different thought trains on it. Personally, I think you should keep your social medias personal. If it is a personal social media. But there are things like the Instagram, for instance, that should be a mix of professional posters, all the great work that Very Squishy Fox does for us, with a little bit of random stuff thrown in there, because people don't want to look at Instagram and just see a poster and go, oh, Mixie's got a poster. And they want to see a little bit of, there's this and there's that. A little bit of personal content as well to keep people engaged in your social media. So sorry, that's me. I'm out now.
Hey, I'm just getting into the Instagram game. I've like Twitter, I only joined because everybody kept on telling me on Twitch, like, hey, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. And then I'm like, okay, well, if I make a Twitter, it's going to be brand new. And that Twitter is going to be just about modding. So it was a nice focal point in starting for me of just my mod life for my Twitter side versus my Instagram. I kind of have a little bit of the me with a little bit of that mod. And then my Facebook, that's me. Like I kind of divvied it out a little bit. So people still see things on my like Facebook, but that's because it like auto posts from Instagram.
I mean, on Twitter, you want people to be sharing your stuff, and they're not. People aren't likely to share something unless they're a massive fan of yours, but they are more likely to share something funny, a meme, a joke, whatever it may be. It's got to be something that person looks at and goes, I want to share this to everybody I know. You know, they aren't going to look at a DJ's post and go, everybody needs to know about this immediately. You know, they're just an average fan, just living their average life, where if you post something that's funny on Twitter or a funny video or even like a TikTok or whatever, that then gets people engaged in what you're doing, and it's going to make them share that content to people that follow them. You know, it's the social media.
Social media. And that's the new age these days is there's not as much like magazines. There are magazines, but they're all social media magazines. And everything is influencer this, influencer that. And even doing anything, you can get the, if you hit partner, I hear that you get more opportunity for sponsorships, but you can still get sponsorships without being a partner. So it can be a lot being on that live streaming. And I know Mixie, for you recently, you made that choice to do streaming full time. So but with that, I know that must have been a hard choice between the two, but what made you really choose it?
The choice for me, actually, Cassie, was an idea that I played with for a while, just only a very little while. You know, I was talking to Foxy about this very subject last night. That, you know, if you'd have asked me 8 months or 12 months ago, am I considering streaming full time? I'd have told you absolutely not. Sorry, 8 months or 12 months into our Twitch career, I'd have told you absolutely not. And although you know, all the numbers were looking good and our growth rate was incredible, I'd have said absolutely not. Now we're in a position where we have got a fantastic and varied community of people that will come back every stream, or they'll come back for the night streams, or they'll come back just for the weekends. But we've got a good core of people that have translated into becoming part of this family that we have for the Mixing Watson Twitch channel. For me, the decision wasn't really made for me in terms of going full time to stream. It was actually a choice that I was given between myself and my employer, my previous employer, should I say. So it made a difficult decision very easy, shall we say. And don't get me wrong, it changes the dynamic of what we do, because there's a lot more pressure on our shoulders to be able to bring in audiences and to have that level of support. But as I say, you know, we've recently introduced these two daytime streams that we do, and things are starting to take hold on that as well. So again, I'm really encouraged by it all. I would say that for anybody that's trying to consider whether full-time streaming is for them, you have to look at it on an individual basis. Really, only you personally will know what's good for you, or what you can risk in terms of saying, well, fine, I'm going to pack my day job in and I'm going to stream full time. You know, only the individual is going to know whether that's going to work. Don't listen to this idiot because I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
With other people I've helped on Twitch who are now full-time Twitch streamers, it's a difficult point because like the Twitch streamers I used to help, when they went full-time, that they had certain targets that they wanted to achieve. If they said, if we get to this point, we'll go full-time. For the first 6 months of them Twitch streaming, they were pooing themselves. It wasn't easy financially for them. You know, as a Twitch viewer, you would come in and look at their viewer numbers, etc., and go, "Oh, this is amazing! They're doing really well." But when you consider all the costs that they incurred with being full time and having to pay their bills, etc., it didn't leave them with a lot of money. And it is a very hard choice. It is a very, very hard choice to go full time. This is all I'm doing as my career. I would say go part time first, work up to it, and then and stick to your schedule. Make sure your people know when and where you're going to be, because that's what gets confusing. Is if people don't know when and where you're going to be, people get confused and you can lose your viewers. So always try and stay at least sanctimonious to something that people know. I am going to be here on this day. So, like for us, that seems to be the Tuesday night for us. I mean, everybody knows Mixie and Watson, Tuesday night.
Yep. Tuesday and Thursday are the main ones. I love the best, but like all of the streams, actually Saturdays. I think Saturdays are my favorite when you guys bring in and introduce. Because one thing that I love that you guys do is during your streams, you don't just shout out streamers. Sometimes you'll give us a sneak peek on where we might be heading next, or a streamer that you guys support and they support you, and you'll show them on stream and send your viewers over there to go send the follow immediately during stream. And you show them and give them love in the community and help build multiple people. You don't just care about yourself. Where I do see some of the teams on Twitch where that top person only cares about themselves and not building the community and stretching it out.
Yeah.
And you guys have really got that importance of not just rating yourself, but sorry, I was reading Mossy's question. I don't know the guests. Crazy Cassie, shout outs. Yes, this is DJ Mixie and Mr. Watson. They're the dynamic duo. I keep popping it up just a little bit here, and I just dropped their link in chat not too long ago, but I can give it to you again. I know you're driving. Mossy, if you're done, I can send it into your whisper if you want, but it is also on the stream screen as well. We can get that for you. Mr. Watson doesn't stream right now. Right, Mr. Watson? Yes.
No, I will stream very, very occasionally but no, I don't make a regular occurrence of it. My interest is in what we're doing. It's what me and Mixie do. That's what I like doing. So
you should get him. You should see him when they both start, hanging out in the shed together. It was great when we got to see their reuniting. Best night ever. We got a nice double booty shake from him.
He was really sore after that, and not because of anything I did to him. Let's get that straight. He was nearly dead the next day. I rang him up and said, "How are you, mate?" And he said, "Mate, I'm dying."
Been sat on my ass for 7-8 months and suddenly all this exercise. What's this? Not used to this.
No. It looked like you guys might have been a little bit more cramped than you expected returning to the shed.
It got a lot smaller. So when we had the second lockdown and Watson wasn't able to come to the studio, when he originally came back, we'd sort of cooked up this sort of almost social distancing arrangement where, I don't know whether some people will remember, if you come onto the channel and you look at the camera that looks down on me, down in the bottom corner, you'll see there's another mixer, another controller. So just to the left of that was where Watson used to produce from. So we had another PC set up with monitors and everything. But as time's gone on and the stream setup is changed and evolved, we've tried some different bits and pieces, and it's now evolved itself to being where Watson is effectively, he's right next to me here. And I think, to be fair, it actually works a lot better, because we're trying to think of ways to incorporate Watson into actually what goes out live, other than him being this name in the chat.
Yeah. I do love seeing him there now. It's nice, because before it wasn't just a name in chat. He's always been in your Discord, taken care of during COVID, and we all see his face there. And when he has to go on mute, I'll take over the chatting for him real quick if he has to deafen and listen to you, because you're calling him out, but he's trying to multitask too much. I do the same thing.
Yeah, that does all come from my and Adam's working relationship for the last 8 years, Lo. I mean, he would be DJing, I would be photographing, I'll be doing a photo booth. We'll be doing 5 jobs at once, basically, and I'm trying to look after him, and then we'll have that customer that's an asshole, that one asshole customer, and I see them walking towards that DJ booth, and I'm like, no, run interference time.
Gotta love that interference.
Yeah.
I did think sorry, Cassie. I did think it funny what this one time when Watson did that, and he ended up doing this elaborate dance with this gentleman across the dance floor in a party, and I was like, "What's Watson doing there? What's going on?"
Yep, gotta love it. But real quick, going back to that question that I asked before I got sidetracked. Do you remember, or do I need to repeat it? Because my brain's like a fish sometimes.
Go on, refresh this, Cass.
So we were talking about the choice in oh God, now my brain's blanking. How you guys support your streamers, shouting them out,
yes.
And giving that love even during stream. Not just keeping it for a small shout out. What made you guys choose to do that, and those people that you've supported, and how you've built your community and the way you've done it?
Partly that's, we both know, well, we all know that Twitch is a poor platform for discoverability for people. It is a terrible platform. It's hard to get your name out there. It's hard to become known. It's hard to go beyond the community you've already grown. And I say, we've always looked after the people that have supported us, and we would always continue to do so. It's just the way we operate. As for who and when, I'll be honest, there's magic that goes on behind that, and that magic is telepathic between me and Mixie. It just sort of happens. It's sort of just a natural thing that sort of happens, I think, unless Mixie's got any.
The other thing is that as Twitch streamers, and I don't think this is just instilled in DJs, I think it's applicable across the platform, that we all know that getting viewers into your channel is an amazing thing. Be that if when you get 3 viewers, it's, I've got 3 viewers. And then when you add a 1 onto the front of that, you've got 13. And then when you start getting into the 20s and the 30s, you become incredibly, incredibly protective of that audience. And we've kind of experienced this for ourselves in the early days, where we were sort of going, we don't want them to be anywhere else. We want them to be with us. You don't want to go and sort of introduce them to other people. And then we quickly realized that, well, actually that's wrong, because we were given a really great start on Twitch by a few people. One group of notoriety was Blue and Queenie, because they're a partner channel. They were perfect for us because they were gamers, and they'd done their stream up until, I think it was like 9-10 o'clock, and then they raided us with 200 and odd people, and then the party just erupted. So they gave us a really good start. So as I say, we quickly started to learn then that, look, we don't need to be sort of selfish, and we don't need to sort of try and cling on to our audience. Our audience will actually respect us a lot more for showing them these other streamers. And we all know that any man and his dog can do shout out, and then the Twitch streamer. Do people actually click the links all the time? I don't think they do. So from our point of view, if there's somebody that we want to build up or we want to gild respect for, that we think a lot of or think needs a bit of a leg up, we'll actually show their channel on our Twitch and send the audience over there. You know, to do that is bold. I get that, but you know, we have every faith in our community that they will go and do the right thing by those people that we're shouting out. There was that one time actually that Stu Lane, who's now a member of the Moist Music Collective, I'd seen a load of stuff on Facebook about him. He was going to stop stream. I saw it. It's my last stream this weekend. I was like, that's not right. So we shouted him out. And we sent everybody over to his channel. He wasn't live. He got a completed level 5 hype train, and he wasn't even broadcasting. And it was brilliant just to see everybody jump on this situation. I think there was a couple of people, including myself, that just chucked a couple of subs in, and all of a sudden it just started steamrolling. He was going mental. He was like, oh "My God, I'm not even live, and I've got a level 5 hype train." But that's an example of, you do these things for your community and show them these places, you will then create magic on Twitch. And, you know, granted, it doesn't happen all the time. But to be able to create these moments of magic that people will talk about, you know, and they'll associate, I guess they'll associate us with that magic because it happened when we were live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one for me is etiquette is also important here. We wouldn't go and gate crash somebody that wouldn't expect us to go gate crash them. You know, there are many streamers that will get very upset if you just randomly went, "Hey, I'm showing you on my stream." The streamers that will get very upset about that. We always choose people that we know, respect, we have a lot of love for, and that we know what they do. You know, we don't just shout out any old rubbish. You know, these are people that we like and we respect, and we want you to enjoy what they do. But at the same time, you know, I understand that there's a lot of people that want that magic for themselves, and no offense to anybody, but there's etiquette, and you know, we'll find you. You know, don't bomb. You know, if you bombard people with messages, you're likely to get more ignored than otherwise. I mean, one famous incident I will remember is one person came along to me and literally asked me to shout out their merch store, not their Twitch channel. Can you shout out my merch store and give me a link to it? And my just reaction was, "Are you taking the piss?" Never had a PM from them ever since. I'm mad. But yeah, there's etiquette to it, because I know a lot of mods and a lot of streamers receive a lot of messages about this type of thing, and guys, just stop. You know, people will find you and they will see your content. And for the likes of me and Mixie, we love and explore and shout out our community from the rooftops, from the absolute rooftops. But you're probably more likely to get ignored if you PM me 5 times going, "Hey, here's my Twitch link. Hey, here's my Twitch link."
The key thing to all of it is actually spending time in other communities and actually, you know, becoming integral to those communities. That's how
make yourself known. Make yourself known. You know, be part of the community, be part of it, be part of the show, be part of what's going on. You know, if you come in just looking for promotion, it's never going to happen. You're going to give yourself a big headache and get told no a lot of times.
Yeah, that was something I really touched based on my first stream last Thursday, was that Twitch etiquette, and you guys found a nice balance. It's not like you guys are self-promoting while you're live. You are trying to get that person, and it's always typically like they're on that last few viewers till their next milestone, or when they're having a troubled week, like, you know, I know you did it to Julie Jane, I think, once she was having a real rough week, and you shouted her out and actually did the full shebang to give her that love that she knows she has from the community and support. And it's wonderful the way that you guys do it. You're not stealing their limelight or having their people come over. You're sending your people there even though you're live, and you may lose a couple. That's the chance you're taking because they might like their music better now that you've shouted them out.
It is all about sharing the love. Share the love. Share it.
The bottom line is that if you could eat at the same restaurant and absolutely love the food there, but then you as the restaurant owner, your friend opens up a restaurant and you love his food. So you're going to want to sort of help him out and sort of say, look, why don't you go and try his food? Yeah. His food is incredible. It looks amazing. It tastes fantastic. And he's not expensive either. As far as you're concerned, you're sort of doing your bit by your customers. And yeah, there is, as we say, there is a risk for you losing that customer coming to your restaurant. But they're still going to know that you were the reason why they went there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Real quick, I do want to say thank you for the follow, the Master Virus. I love the name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So welcome in. We're just chatting with DJ Mixie. If you guys are just stopping in recently, DJ Mixie and Mr. Watson about their views, takes, and everything on behind the scenes of streaming, what they think mods should do, and how they began and the advice they have for others just starting or wherever you are on your journey. Maybe we can help a few. I did see a few friends come in, including Andrew Fetch, Raving Robin, give them both some love. I know Raving Robin was in here a little bit earlier, but I forgot to say her name, and she has been a major supporter of streamers, and she's just learning how to stream, brand new streamer and DJ. She's learning from the Femme House and all of you amazing streamers on Twitch she's learned from in the Freak Fam and other groups. Touch back real quick on, I saw a message from Bruni that I wanted to highlight. 100% agree with what the boys are saying. It's much better to be a part of another community on a subject that actually works for you or you enjoy, etc. I love music. I don't stream music, but I absolutely love mixing Watson's stream. I enjoy being a part of it. It's not for my growth, but yes, like last night, I got those extra followers. Thanks for these guys. Yeah, they do send all the extra love, and we love Mixie and Watson. If you haven't checked them out, again, hi, Robbie, another amazing streamer. Robbie, go check them out. I'm going to drop Mr. Watson and DJ Mixie's link in just a moment as well. If you want to give them a follow and catch us, the next stream is going to be tomorrow on Thursday, my time, noon.
From 8 p.m. UK.
There we go.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
You can also catch us in the virtual audience and chit-chat behind the scenes with us, but beware.
It gets rowdy.
It gets rowdy, and you may be shown on stream. So
shit gets real.
Know. Keep them shirts on, no bathing suits. In. Don't want to get anybody banned around here. So we are a modest folk, even if we have some fun in the moist chord. And what was the reason why you guys chose the name Moist Music Collective? I know, Mixie, that should have been a question with you and Simon, but kind of split you guys up a little bit for that.
The whole Moist thing started off as... It's the one word in the English language that offends more people than you flat outright telling somebody to F off or calling them the C word, okay? Mm-hmm. It offends more people, and it is more diverse. So the whole idea behind the Moist thing was to be able to, it was a marketing thing. Yeah, honestly, it was a joke, but a joke that we could utilize to be able to sort of say to people, look, this is a phrase that you are gonna remember. This is a group of people that you are going to remember. So originally, the whole Moist thing started off as something for our channel, and then for some unknown reason, people started calling me Mr. Moist, or like Simon, the Moist one is among us. And I was like, where the hell is this coming from? And then it stuck. So then obviously myself and Simon became pals, and Watson and I were already developing this idea of a collective. And then obviously we got a hold of Simon, and then we started firing some ideas backwards and forwards, and it's evolved itself into being the Moist Music Collective, which is a fantastic thing. We celebrate each other as a family, and from that point of view, it's gilded that level of respect that people want in. They want to be part of the collective as well, and I think that's brilliant. That not only ourselves, but all the members of the collective, our DJs and ambassadors, are all being recognised by the fact that they are part of the Moist Music Collective, and I think it's an incredible thing. I really do. It's not just adding people for adding people's sake as such. We've got every member of the Moist Music Collective is there on their own merit. They really are.
They all bring something special and unique.
Yeah.
I actually like this question from Lee. What I think as viewers means more than followers. I've seen DJs with 2K followers and 10 viewers. Farming followers is no point. I agree. Farming followers is no point, because unless that follow comes from the heart of them actually enjoying the content of your stream, you are not guaranteed that they're going to come back. They may send a follow because somebody tells them to, but until they actually experience you and get that first, it's just like a first kiss. They get that first time experience with you, they judge everything based on that. Now, if you're an asshole in somebody else's chat when you're getting a shout out or just after, then of course they might unfollow you if you gotta follow. But they'll probably keep it because it's just another number on their books. They don't really care about those follows. They return to the places that have made them happy and have given them the vibe they need, whether it's the work and lurk vibe, which we touched base on a few others the last stream as well. Not really shouting out the lurkers through in my Twitch etiquette. Don't call the people out that are lurking, but you still want to send them a little bit of love and have that balance. Same with pestering people to get raids. It's kind of the same thing. You don't want to pester your viewers that are in a specific mode, but you don't want to pester other people as well. So giving that love when they're in chat, the way that you guys do, shouting out every single bit donation and sub donation and shout outs. Like, I don't know if Mixie has the voice to say it today, but he yells where I swear to God, I thought he was going to get the cops called on him by the neighbors a couple times. His face looks like it's about to explode some of the times when he's yelling. I don't know how he still has a voice afterwards.
I was in a rock. I've been in many rock bands, Cassie, so I kind of conditioned for it.
Yes.
One of the things that is important though, when we are shouting people out, for regardless of whether they're members of the Moist Music Collective or other people that we do shout out, I always make a point of saying, look, it's very easy for us to shout somebody out. It's very easy for you guys to go and click that follow button, but it's also incredibly easy never ever to bother going into that channel. The key thing is that you might just find yourself somebody that you get absolutely hooked upon. I know that is something that happened to me, and we all know that story. But there's another example of that where somebody said to me, we're going to go and watch Paul Skelton tonight. And this was on a Sunday night. There was a rake of us that were there. I think you were there, Cassie. And Paul starts lashing out all these classic trance tunes on a piano.
Oh, yes, we were. And we all got stuck for, what was it, an hour?
At least.
Nobody could even talk in Discord. We were all just stuck on deafen and just in awe.
I knew Paul Skelton, and this is the point. I knew who Paul Skelton was. I followed his channel, but I'd never been to see him. I'd never ever been to see him up until that point, and because I'd been to see him, I felt that I'd missed out on so much, because he was doing these things every Sunday night for a long time. And I thought I cheated myself out of that enjoyment while sort of missing out on becoming part of his community. And as a result, I met a load of other DJs as well from being there. So as I say, it's very, very important that if you're going to click the follow button and you're going to shout somebody out to tell people to go and do it, make sure you tell them that it's absolutely right and correct that you go and follow their channel and go and spend some time there as well.
Yeah, it is going back and forth and actually spreading the love. Just like when I as a mod shout people out, I occasionally, I'm sorry, miss some when we have a whole bunch of people, coming in. But I send a follow to those people, and I will go check out their stream, and I will unfollow them if they are not the style of music that me or the streamers that I mod for enjoy. Or the style of stream, the inclusiveness with the chat, actually communicating. I try and give tips and tricks to like some people if I see they're newer, because you can tell based on how many followers they have, how long their Twitch has been an active account, so on and so forth. There's ways of seeing this. And sometimes you can see they just need that extra love. Like a friend that I found randomly one of the times that I was raiding, one of my streamers asked me to, it's DJ Booters, asked me to find him someone that nobody knows. And this is something that I love when Booters does. It's a random thing that we do once every couple of weeks. We're like, okay, let's find some random person, and I'll go on mute for like an hour searching and listening to people's streams, watching how they interact with their first couple follows that happen while I'm watching during this hour, and then I'll pick one of them. And that time it happened to be Josie Official, and he had just started streaming, and he's an amazing streamer. And he was doing a throwback. We were doing throwback, so I was able to drop it in, and it was amazing vibes. He just hadn't been seen yet. He hadn't got his name out. He didn't know how to get his name out yet. And so from then on, I helped mod him. I got modded for him, and I helped start getting his name out. They're getting more, teaching him how to get those commands made. And it felt really good. That's why I ended up staying on the mod side. I'm only doing these streams because I've been asked so many times, Cassie, how does this work? Cassie, what do you do here? Cassie, and I can't answer everybody's questions individually anymore. And that's also why I had opened my Mods Come Together Discord, which I did drop the link earlier if you guys want to join. Amazing community of streamers and mods that are open to answer any questions at all at any time, as well. It's a place for a general promotion of your streams that you mod for or yours, as well as you can find raid potential targets based on genre or style of game and stream. And I've been doing this to try and help everybody and give tips and tricks, because as Watson talked about earlier, a mod can break or make a channel, even if they don't intend to, because they see you with that sword, which means you have been given trust by a streamer. And if they trust an asshole, what's that look like on the streamer? So
I can relate to this heavily. In the early days, me and Mixie moderated one individual who I was aware from another community, and I thought that this person was trustworthy with a mod sword, as it had been modded in many other channels, that I also knew based on communities. Turns out that was a very bad idea. I won't go into the ins and outs of it all, but we quickly had to remove him from our community entirely. You've got to trust your moderators. You must trust them, because they can cause you a lot of damage just by clicking a few buttons. That they be an asshole to one of your viewers. That viewer's not coming back again because they've got a sword and your viewer doesn't.
That was our first issue, actually, wasn't it?
Our first issue.
Proper Twitch issue.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you guys, like, when I came in and I was kind of a mod for Psymill, and then you guys kind of looked at me and I got a message from Mixie one day, what the hell are you? That message, when I got that from you, Mixie, I'm like, how do I answer this? I'm a mod. I kind of just bounce around, like helping people. Like, what else do you want to know? Nobody's asked me, what are you? Like, who are you? Yeah, but what are you? I don't know how to answer.
I have this thing where my train of thought is just be direct. A lot of the time, it's not a question of sort of hi, how are you, and the rest of it, and pleasant conversation. It's just like, what are you?
Yeah, how you answer that or ask that question threw me back because and then you had like modded me, I think, the next stream or something like that. I'm just like, wait a minute, where'd that come from? I'm like, okay, I guess my answer was right. Who knows? But real quick, it looks like Andrew had a question for you guys. How long did it take you guys to get your stream set up to where you wanted it to be?
Ongoing.
It's a work in progress.
Ongoing. It'll never stop. That'll never stop. I don't think that's...
To put into perspective, a lot of what we did in the early days was built up from stuff that I had in that shed. Okay, we had no purpose-built streaming stuff at all. I think the only purpose streaming thing that we had was Watson's Logitech camera. That's all we had. Everything else was built up from stuff that was either live performance equipment for DJing or stuff that we'd bought for outside lets for events and stuff like that.
And scrap parts.
Yeah, we built a stream PC literally out of twigs and berries. It became a running joke on the channel that we were able to broadcast to Twitch and use a PC that was archaic. It might as well have been buried in the back garden. It was in that bad a condition. But as we've slowly gone, we've grown our community and we've been able to sort of grow the channel. Mm-hmm. We've reinvested money back into the channel to go and buy bits and pieces, and I think there's some merit for buying new equipment. So if you're buying things like hard drives, PCs, and stuff like that, it's probably a more sound investment to go and buy a new PC. But if you're buying things like cameras and in our case lighting and stuff like that, there's absolutely no reason why you need to go out and buy brand new and have that expense. And okay, you might buy something that might be a little bit sort of secondhand, as they say, or a little bit tatty, but is it really going to show on stream? Don't think so. As I say, a lot of the equipment that we use in the studio at the moment is stuff that's been dragged from gig to gig with us. We are slowly replacing, but we're reasonably happy with where we're up to now. But as Watson said, it's an ever evolving thing, ever evolving.
I don't think with that sort of thing, you can never stop. Once you think you get somewhere happy, something else will need to be changed, or some hardware will fail, so you have to replace that. And because you replace that, you end up replacing a whole different section of stuff, and it'll just never end. It's just the battle.
Right. I've already got myself a Amazon wish list that I'm starting to create, going, okay, how can I make this easier? One, like a table that won't make my computer wobble every time that I type, because apparently I move I smack this thing. And when I type, I know I'm a hard typer. People tell me to stop it all the time, and I have to mute when I'm typing. I know the Freak fam got mad at me for that a lot when I used to help host their Zoom room and co-host their Zoom room. But I did have it looks like, I know earlier I missed the question, but some of them wanted to know how the Mixie Angels came about. I missed that comment. I had highlighted it, but we kind of went forward, and I'm going to pop back since the Mixie's Angels were brought up again by Sam over there. So how was that? And for more into your community, because you built for a little while and some of those shirts were really cute.
Mixie's Angels actually started a nightclub I was resident at. And we touched upon the whole making of celebrities, making characters out of people that used to come to the club. So we'd have this group of girls the group would change from time to time, but there would be maybe 8, 9 or 10 of these girls. And they got referred to as Mixie's Angels because they were in the club every week. So when we started getting some of, when we started the channel, we had a lot of local people that came on board. So the likes of Amy Hale, Maggie, there was a few others. They all got made Mixie's Angels by sort of association when we started the channel. So, and then it then became a T-shirt, and then we invited other people, and so on and so forth. So from that point of view, the Mixie's Angels thing it's a very select club. It is. There's not many of you. It's not like we've got less people in Mixie's Angels now than we've got in the Moist Music Collective. How'd you get that? How'd you get around that one, Watson?
Yep. See, I never made it into the Mixie's Angels. That was before my time, I think, because I had followed you back at the beginning of COVID because of the Team Brisk.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
because I was helping in the beginning when there was still only a few. I was going to make them a link tree. And then there was a lot of swap, and like this massive add-on. And he's like, we'll just do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm half done with it. But yeah, you keep adding people way too quickly. So we switched off and we decided not to do it. And that's when I had found yours and I was following all of them, and I'd stopped in a few times, but I hadn't really spent time until like I started modding for Simil, and I got to spend more time with you guys and help build that community, because I do bounce around a lot of communities trying to help them as they need. Or when people go, yo, Cassie, can you start doing this, please? And I was like, okay, well, what do you need help with? All right, I guess I'm here this week. Because everybody needs a little help, and there's not enough mods that are true mods out for the community and not being a streamer themselves and out for self-gain. Which is the hard part that I got trying to start this, is because I don't want people to think that I'm now streaming and trying to take that. No, I'm trying to stream to give that information of how to appropriately do your streams or moderate said streams.
I saw a comment from Paul Carey earlier where he says moderation's a thankless job, and it is an absolutely thankless job. I moderated and ran Blue and Queen's community for years. Absolutely love doing it. However, Twitch stopped becoming a fun, interactive place for me to go, and it became a headache place to go because I was having to deal with 20 different things before I even got onto a stream. So for mods, I think it's important for them to take time for themselves, and there are times in the channel where you've got that sword, but it's important for you not to be moderating. Just enjoy what you're doing. Just enjoy the stream. That is very important. Is that you just enjoy being where you are, and you're not there just because you've got a sword because you feel obliged to. We haven't moderated anybody for them to actually moderate. If something needs moderating, I'll moderate it. Or Mixie will moderate it if something really needs moderating. It's more of a mark of respect. It's you are trusted to be there and step in should it be needed. If you catch something before me, great. I don't have to worry about that anymore. You've just taken that whole situation away from me. Brilliant. But yeah, mods should definitely enjoy the streamer and what they're doing. First and foremost, they should want to be there. Don't be there because you're a moderator and you feel like you have to. Be there because you want to be there and you enjoy being there.
Exactly. And also, streamers, don't get mad if your mod has to go somewhere else, because sometimes you got to switch it up. Okay, everybody does. And when we start helping multiple people, we can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
Real quick though, to answer your question, I've got up here Doyun Park. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. True, but there are certain people who come only for shout outs, how to deal with them when it is obvious, or raid with one person. So here's the counterpart of that. A lot of people have to raid with one person, as I promoted a lot in my last stream with Twitch Etiquette. Let people know you're a streamer by raiding. So a lot of people will raid by one person because it is their first few streams. So don't knock someone for raiding with one person. Give them a shout out. Now, if you see that they're only, here's how I find those people that are doing this and just trying to fish, right? The ones that do it every single week, they'll raid you with one person. And you can see like their stream, what they did, how long it went for at least a little bit after, even if VODs aren't up. You can also tell because they'll do this every single week. They'll only go live while you're live. They won't start before you. It won't be a super long stream. And they'll just try and fish that way. Or the ones that, yes, they'll come in and then poof, they're gone. Like once you shut them out. If they do this consistently on a couple streams, I will hold off on shouting them out. And they will realize that they done pissed me off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they've realized that quite a bit with me. Like I am very apparent. Like if you keep doing this, there was one streamer a while back that I won't say their name, but they would message me and just say hi, where are you? And I'm like, I'm modding around, and I'd tell them what stream I'm in, because this was before I was, smart enough to realize what this person was doing. This was back in the beginning of mod days. And they're like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, yo, I'm here. Come join me. And they'd come in, they'd get a shout out, and then they'd leave.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they kept doing this. And then they stopped pinging me in my message. They just show up wherever I was because they had that fancy follow with a friend request on there. And they'd start coming in, and they'd only go where I was when I was to try and get a shout out. So instead of like yelling at them or getting mad at them, what I did was I just stopped responding. And if I saw them in chat, I wouldn't shout them out. I would cease all of my shout outs. If somebody else in the community had become a friend, I would warn the other moderators, hey, this person was just getting a little bit too fishy. Your choice on how you deal with it. Maybe he'll learn from me, and your choice to shout him out.
I tend to leave them to it. I generally ignore them. It doesn't really affect me, Mixie, too much. We're happy to shout people out as such, and we let the chat knows. The users aren't stupid. Twitch chat knows what's going on. They know who's doing it just to try and get some attention, and who's doing it genuinely. It becomes soon apparent. So I generally try not to argue with people about it too much. If somebody's getting a bit persistent, then I'm very blunt. I'll tell them to piss off. But that's about it. Unless Mixie's got anything to chime in.
No, I think I know it's very frustrating it's very frustrating when you're trying to build your channel up, and you are looking for different ways. I mean, we've had instances where people have come into the channel, and we touched on this before about the whole sort of, hey, why don't you guys come and follow me? Why don't you, I'm going to be live in 20 minutes. And it's the whole sort of either a combination of naivety and the fact that people are that desperate to build their communities up, because let's not forget, Twitch is laid out as a game. It is set out so that everybody that streams is involved in that said game. Everybody that views is involved in said game. And once you buy into that idea or that notion that you're going to be a Twitch streamer, you then buy into a lot of other things, or you buy into the game that Twitch has set out in front of you. So if you turn around and say, I'm not going to be a Twitch streamer, but I quite like watching the platform, then you enter into Twitch's other version of the game, which is for the audience. So yeah, I know that it's very difficult to be able to make that distinction in terms of utilizing the correct Twitch etiquette and being able to conduct yourself in a correct way. But let's be honest, there's a lot of DJs that have come onto this platform that have played in the outside world, that have promoted nightclub events and gone, do you know what? I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I can build a community because this is what I do in the real world. And they've not carried themselves very well, because all they've done is taken what they know in the outside world and totally blasted the way through Twitch etiquette with it and pissed 1,000,001 people off in the process.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And actually earlier I dropped that link for the Twitch etiquette. I completely hold it. First, I want to say, before I get back to Mabel's question, I will get there. I dropped this link earlier. If you guys did not see it, let me drop it again right here. It's a good starting point for Twitch etiquette. You can drop it in as a command even. So if somebody is starting to get on that border, you can totally drop it and say, yo, warning, warning, even a nice way. Like there's a streamer that I watch, and when he's on, when people are hitting that, instead of like getting mad at people, when people are hitting that, like not safe for his stream, but possibly safe for other places, he just goes, he calls their name out and goes, hey, getting a little hot there, this warning, and then just goes back to what he's doing. He'll give them a verbal, hey, getting a little toasty there. Yeah. Let's go. Let's calm it down. And he'll give them a nice reminder, like, I understand this is fun, but there, because he tries to keep his family friendly, because he does drumming to D&B some days and then does actual DJing the other days. So he does a mix of different styles.
I mean, for me and Mixie, we try and be quite comical, I hope, anyway. So quite often we'll just make a joke of stuff. We'll laugh at stuff. We'll whatever it may be.
Try to anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So we'll make light of it in some way, shape, or form. So it would hopefully discourage them from coming back anyway and trying the same trick over and over again, because they're just going to make themselves look like an idiot, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And real quick, again, all of these moist people that are in chat, as well as that'll come on stream, you can keep in touch with me at my link tree, with my socials, and you can find the Moist Music Collective link tree and all of the other ones that I do help create for a lot of streamers that do group events, like the Seattle Sunday streams every Sunday, the Wednesday Therapy every Wednesday, Rave Not Riot Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Moist Music Collective have their Tuesday events as well.
Sorry, Cass, can you say moist for the chat, please?
Oh, moist.
You're welcome.
So, to get back real quick to
Cassie, can I get a sample of that for my channel, please?
Mixie, oh, moist.
You heard it here live. The first playing of Crazy Cassie saying moist.
Yes, we have a fun joke within that in the Discord a couple times when Krista comes in. So if you guys are ever in Mixie's stream and see us in the Discord, you might get that voice firsthand. Never know. But Mabel Music did ask a question. Do you feel like you ever overextend yourself on Twitch? I haven't actually. I've had to take my breaks, which were like a couple days off, but it wasn't really like, I don't need to. And the main reason, though, even though I mod for 76 streamers at this time and got my first wrench over on YouTube, I choose my streamers just as much as they choose me. Okay? I choose streams that I can make it to, that fit my time zones of when I'll be awake, of when I'll be asleep, based on the days off that I have, or when I'm working, if it's an easier mod job that I can just like shout people out every once in a while, but I can stay in my lurk. It all depends on what the streamer needs from me. And I am very upfront. I touched base on this a little bit, but I will be touching more base on this tomorrow on Thursday with my mod talk that we're going to be doing. It's going to be more about that, what style of mod you are, tips and tricks of figuring out the different styles of mods and how to start. If you are those new mods, or you just kind of need a refresher on maybe some basics, because you feel like you're lost and you're not able to help your streamers as much. Go ahead and tune in tomorrow, Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I don't overextend myself because I choose streams that fit my schedule and I can dance to, I can enjoy, I can game, have fun with the jokes because I am a gamer. I play Call of Duty, I play Mortal Kombat, I play Final Fantasy. I am a gamer, always have been. I am a nerd even if I don't look like it. I play Magic the Gathering. I am what I am. So I do enjoy the game side, which is why I do mod for those people, the couple gamers I do, like Tiki Gone Wild when he came in earlier. I helped to make his link tree, and I do love playing Call of Duty with the guys. I'm sad that it happens on Friday, and I no longer have Fridays off, so I haven't been able to make it. But it'll never overextend me because I choose what I love, and music and gaming is what I love. So I can't get tired of it. I can't quit on it. It is a part of me. Everywhere that I go, I check my Twitch more than I do my Facebook and my Instagram. I am going to tell you, the first thing I do when I roll out of bed, I open up my Twitch and I see who's on. And I'll pick a stream to wake me up. And then I'll pop on. You can ask these guys. I've done it multiple times. Just rolling out of bed. Yo, Mixie, you're on. And now I'm in your Discord and my makeup's still smeared on my face. And I'm going, morning, guys. How are you today?
Kebab attached to her face like this. It's an interesting thing, actually, that you said there, Cassie. And I don't mean to poke fun at you, but you said that you pick your streamers based on what's happening in your life at that time. So whether you're awake or whether you're asleep. So if Crazy Cassie's ever asleep in anybody's Discord, by the way, or she's been in your channel and people are in her Discord and she's fast asleep, I'm going to be watching now. I'm going to be like, Watson, get over to Cassie, see if she's awake. Yeah. She's not with us anyway. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, sometimes I am found passed out in Discord. My computer probably hates me. It never turns off because even when I go to work, it sits here giving viewer counts to people. I pick a couple streams when I leave for work and see where the raid takes it while I'm gone. Sometimes it finds new follows on the other side and nobody knows I'm there because my computer went on a wander and everybody that was with me at the beginning is no longer there at the end. Sometimes there's a couple of the people, but most of them have fallen asleep. So it's nice to see new streamers and I get to really listen to them with nobody knowing that I'm there and can judge that, like not judge, but see if I want to return. Like, and it might be a different time that my streamers would normally end. And I keep that in mind as well.
I mean, I often look at other streams and what have you, and I lurk. I'm a serial lurker, but I do silently judge. I'm a silent judger. So, I judge. I'll tell you, one of the main things I judge a streamer off: have they interacted with their chat in the last 5 minutes? That's what I judge a lot of streams off. Have you bothered to actually be involved with your chat in the last 5 minutes? And that is something I still hold in high regard. Sorry, sidetracked. Shut up.
That's okay. Again, I wanted to do this more of a roundtable, getting our thoughts out and trying to help those streamers because we do have a large community here. You guys have your hands in your own little pockets. I've communities. I do too. And we've been able to join together with the Moist Music Collective on a few fronts there. And again, thank you for you guys bringing me in on that as an ambassador.
Pleasure.
It means
Absolute
a lot.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm hoping to do a lot more of these and chatting with everybody, getting this information out. And what best way to do it than kind of a round table with streamers and mods alike. And Mixie, if there's any of your mods that you do want to give a little appreciation to that are here, go ahead. I know they might listen later too.
So, well, the main people are obviously Mr. Watson, because he doesn't get anywhere near enough love. I know he's a character on the channel and co-creator of our channel, but to be honest with you, he doesn't get enough love. He really doesn't.
What have you done wrong? Why are you doing this? What are you going to tell me afterwards, mate? What are we getting to? What are you putting me up for?
Things got broken. Shit got real. And I just know this, Watson, I love you dearly. But all messing aside, he doesn't get enough love, anywhere near enough love. So, yeah, Mr. Watson is one of them. Of course, the likes of yourself, Cassie, because, you know, we didn't really have the conversation about you becoming a mod for us. I decided that I was going to give you the sword because to me that was the logical thing to do. Your reputation preceded you, and you're obviously extremely good at what you do. So again, to give you some love, everybody knows you're like the queen of all mods, but I want to emphasize that fact because you are good at what you do. Another person I want to give a shout out to, because she fills in when Watson is otherwise engaged doing this. When Watson's asleep during particularly the daytime sets that we do, the very squishy fox is very, very often on modding duties and has been for the last week, 2 weeks. So I've got to say a big shout going out to her because she's incredible for everything that she does for me personally and for us as a channel. But for doing that for us, and also notwithstanding, she is a gifted mod in her own right as well. She's not just a Twitch streamer; she's actually far more gifted at being a moderator than I am. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I love all our moderators, but obviously yourself, Cassie, and the Fox. For me, I can breathe easy when I know you're around because I know I can let the dog out. I know I can go make himself a brew without everything falling to pieces and him looking going, why has nobody shouted out this person yet? Or why has nobody typed in the raid command? Or, you know, I've
when do you ever type the raid command in?
Every raid, you just don't notice it. Every time, several times.
Speaking of that raid command, for anybody that might not know, do you guys want to explain the importance of it real quick for anybody?
So Twitch don't class you as a viewer on the dashboard of Twitch. So you appear as a viewer on Twitch as a general viewer, but during a raid, in the URL, you get a little refer a raid section. Whilst that's there, you don't actually class as a person watching that stream towards their stats and figures for affiliate or partner or whatever they're doing on the back end of Twitch. So it's important people refresh that, and so they actually count as a viewer towards the streamer and what the streamer's doing and what their goals are at the time. Because you can look at websites and it'll say you've got this many viewers. You know, there are many of them. But on the actual Twitch back end, raids and certain other events aren't taken into consideration in those figures. So when you're trying to look at official Twitch figures and not just off a random website, the two can be quite contrasting. You know, there can be massive differences. So it is important people click that link, refresh your feeds.
Yes. And would you say it's best to just to tell people to refresh or actually have your link in it as a short snippet?
Both. Tell them, shout it, here's the link, show them all the things. If you have an LED board, put it on the LED board. You know, every streamer can do what they want. It can be something a graphic that pops up on the stream. Twitch is your creative platform. Go knock yourselves out.
Excuse me about that. Sorry. All right. Real quick, we did have a few people stop in, Simil and DJ Jordan Harris. If you can give them both some love. I did shout out Jordan just a little bit ago, but we were chatting, so I will drop it again. Again, Simil is another member of the Moist Music Collective and co-founder with DJ Mixley. We had him on last Sunday, chatting with Tara Lee and Drake. We love Simil. And what you guys have done together has been fabulous with the whole Moist Music Collective. We have a lot of the members here and joining up with the Fox Fours and that whole family that's here today. Amazing community members. And if you want to see how to build a community, these guys know how to do it the best. And don't just listen to try and copy. Listen to learn and make it your own. Because just taking ideas from people isn't what we're here for. Yes, you can see something that you like, but you like something that somebody else is, you've got to get your own twist on it, or else all people are going to think is that you're copying. You don't want to copy. Just like when I make commands for people, I'm not going in and typing them as Cassie every time. You can ask some of my friends from Zoom. They watched me make many from the Freak Fam. They watched me make many commands, and I'm like, hold on one second. I'm booters right now. We're going to be, what are we typing? Okay, we're going to be doing this command, da-da-da-da-da. And I try and get into the mindset of the streamer because I don't want me everywhere.
Yep.
I want Mixie's stream to be Mixie. I want Booter's stream to be Booters. I want Krista's stream to be Krista. You can have the same love command, but don't copy and paste.
No.
Include your community love.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple things like that, making it your own so people can see that unique feature of you and fall in love with you and your community.
100% agree with you there, Cass. I have done pretty much all our commands, bar a few that I think people have added along the way. And I've tried to make them more personalized. I've tried to, so I think it's service or whichever one it is I've done. One of them points to a net in 1980 for a particular thing. It's just random little things. And, those users might not be a major interactive part of your channel or whatever, but it makes them feel important. So especially with commands, if you can give a little nod to somebody, a little regular, they love it. It makes them feel involved. It makes them feel part of what you do. They absolutely love it.
It goes back to that thing we were saying about what we used to do in the nightclubs about making celebrities of people. That's it.
Yep.
Looking after people, being personal with people.
Making Twitch that club. It is the club. We can actually interact with each other more on Twitch than we can at the club. Because at the club, you can't hear over the music. Here, you're now getting that ability to chat with each individual streamer and get to know them more than we've ever done. There's big time streamers or musicians that are now on streaming that they're now doing first meet and greets with people that they never would have thought of doing before COVID, because of the Twitch community and how close that we've all gotten and built it up. And we want to keep building it up. And that's why we've started these streams, and everybody has taken their part. And we really want to help everybody learn how to build the community as a whole and not be selfish pricks. Sorry to say it, but there are selfish pricks out there. I know we can't get rid of all of them, but we can at least start with a few at a time and maybe teach those people that are really nice people. They just have different cultural backgrounds or ways of things doing. Simon.
One thing I was going to sort of mention about moderating it and just the general language of Twitch earlier is auto-translate. Think about auto-translate. And if you've ever used it, you know how terrible and how bad it can be in the way it deciphers things. You get a lot of Russian users on Twitch. You get a lot of Spanish users on Twitch that don't necessarily speak English, but they want to be involved. So a lot of them use auto translate. I have a plugin on my computer where I can translate any chat. So I get real time translation on Twitch chats. But yeah, so always bear in mind that you're not just moderating English people, you're moderating other languages, and that those languages can look very, very funny. On translation devices, it can throw things very wrong. So a lot of words get swapped around. So what you think's very rude is actually quite funny.
Yep. That is completely true. That is why we kind of touched base on like that mod etiquette back on Thursday last week. That when you're deleting a message or somebody's first in there and it might be their first strike against what your terms and TOS are in your chat or for Twitch itself, send them a message. Send them a quick little side toke going, hey, let you know I deleted it because of XYZ. We really like you to be a part of our chat and our community. However, we can't have drugs talked about in our stream. We can't have this style, whatever it is, letting them know and welcoming back and letting them know if they do this again, then they will be timed out. But if it was an honest mistake, it's an honest mistake. And 9 out of 10 times when I send that message, that viewer comes back instantly. When you deleted it, they were gone. But then all of a sudden, boop, they're back. And it's amazing, just that one little second of your time can change even that streamer's reputation, because that person could tell his friend, oh no, DJ Mixie, he's a dick. His mod banned me just because I said I'm freaking smoking. And like, you know, I'm not saying like it's going to be that harsh, but you know, just sending him that message, letting him know, hey, this is why, and it's not appropriate for our chats.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Mixie or Watson?
The user themselves, so the Twitch user that's causing an issue, just try and think about where they're coming from. So if they have been watching somebody like Tara Lee on YouTube, and she's then shouted out some random person on Twitch that she likes, that user's going to come into that chat and talk about 420 friendly things. And so if it was a random house music stream for Mixing, it's not a problem for us. We're kind of 420 friendly. We sort of skirt around it. But so somebody came into Mix's channel talking about cannabis a hell of a lot. We'd be like, what the hell's going on? I don't understand this. You've got to think about why that user's saying what they're saying, what has triggered their comment, what has made that situation happen, and how to deal with it appropriately. Say Mixie could go, get out, or could go, what the hell are you on about?
Get out of my pub.
Yeah,
Yep. Alrighty. So I think real quick, I did want to show you guys who I am listening to, because this is who I've been listening to, so you guys can have some music if you were. I was supposed to drop this earlier. I've been kind of side listening while we've been chit-chatting here. For music, we'll probably end up rating over there. It is their 14-year anniversary, Shinta, and loves house music's amazing, unless they end beforehand, because they just said it was 3 a.m. So, but I did want to try and get any more questions anybody had for us today, or any more thoughts or tips and tricks that you and Watson have for us, Mixie, or any of the new streamers or aspiring streamers. What you say the first step is that they should try and conquer before they try and outdo themselves?
Try and take things one step at a time. So don't try and do too much all in one go, because you're just going to end up meeting yourself coming backwards. It's one thing that we've Watson and I, since we started, since we became affiliate on Twitch, we identified areas on our channel that we wanted to work on and put those in sort of kind of an order in terms of a level of importance. And then we worked along that path. So the first time it was capture cards, was it, Watson? One of the first things. So we got those, and then that opened up a few other issues that we had to work through, and then we corrected that, and then we moved on to the next thing. It's really easy to go out and spend a shitload of money on a load of equipment that you don't know how to use. It's really expensive, and you're probably never ever going to use it properly. And then ultimately don't end up using it because you go back to the old setup that you currently, you had been using. We've tried to do things a little bit differently in trying to sort of take these little steps, and that's the greatest advice I could give to anybody on Twitch. That it's all about having the best of the best in your streaming room or your gaming room or whatever, but do it one bit at a time, because you will learn to use those bits of equipment to their best ability more efficiently than otherwise if you just went out and bought everything.
And it doesn't have to be good; it just has to look good. Think of props. I have a great interest in props, and yeah, you've just got to make stuff look like it should be there. People aren't examining this up close. They're not coming in to look at it with their hands and their eyes. They're seeing it on a camera. So as long as you can make whatever you're trying to look as it's meant to be, you're doing your job. It doesn't matter if it's made out of cardboard, gaffer tape, and a bit of bubble wrap. As long as it looks like what it's meant to look like or cover what it's meant to do, job's done.
Watson, you just described the shed of dreams then.
Shh.
Gaffer tape, cardboard, and bubble wrap. It's the three main ingredients.
It is, mate. It is, yeah.
One tip that I know I got from some of the videos that I watched were don't immediately, just because you hit affiliate, think you need to spend all your money on emotes. No. Just start with the one or two, even get basic ones. If you really feel that you need one right away, you don't have to.
I will be even more controversial. I will go for controversy here.
Yes.
Don't become affiliate. Honestly, it depends what you're doing, but consider not signing up to that affiliate agreement. When you do so, you are saying you're going to exclusively stream to Twitch. Now, if you want all the subs and all the rest of it, you go for your affiliate. But you got to think about how you want your financial resources and where you want to be able to stream and when you want to be able to stream. So if you want to stream on the likes of your YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, all at the same time, don't sign the affiliate agreement and look at monetizing your stream in a different way. Yeah, I'll be controversial on that one.
Yeah, because of the coming affiliate, what's the more breakdown on the whole streaming on multiple platforms? Is it just at the same time, or do they really make you just be a Twitch streamer?
No, so you can't. So, for instance, if you're streaming live and you are an affiliate, you can't then send that same stream out to somewhere else. So you can't stream to Facebook, Twitter, Twitch all at the same time. That's against the terms of service. So it might be better for you not to be an affiliate, for then you to have that discoverability on other platforms away from Twitch. But I say I am controversial in this fort train. So,
and your thoughts, Mixie?
Personally, the best thing that we ever did was reach affiliate. I mean, I was so excited by it, thinking that we'd hit this milestone, that I thought we could do partner within 4 weeks, honestly. And I when we came over onto Twitch, I knew nothing about Twitch, absolutely nothing. Watson's been pretty much my guide throughout the whole process. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably more important if you Twitch isn't a living for you, or you're not you're not that desperate. I mean, it's great to get your first sub or your first pack of bits and the rest of it. That is amazing. It's such an incredible feeling. But you could always work on building your community up before you decide that you're going to press the button and make an event out of it, rather than just go, "Hey, I'm another Twitch affiliate." You know, that's pretty much my opinions on it. Yeah, I do think it's a good thing. I think it is a good thing to become a Twitch affiliate, but perhaps consider which way you're going to go about it.
I say you've got to consider a multiple of factors. So if you, and no offense to anybody, but if you know you're not going to receive a lot of subscribers, for instance, you need to earn, I think it's over $100 before Twitch will even start to pay you out. So if you've only got 3 or 4 subscribers, you might love those subscribers, but you could put their money to better use elsewhere by using a donation link, for instance, rather than subscribing to you. It's just things for people to consider. You know your audience. You know, hopefully, sort of what sort of region you want to be looking at in viewer numbers. You know yourself where you want to be and how far you want to take it. But you got to also consider that if you're a small streamer, you do have to earn over $100 before you even get that money from Twitch.
All right. Yep. Well, I have enjoyed all of this conversations. Does anybody else have any more questions for anybody? Sorry, I was reading Total Rage's comment. I still need to sort out what works best, so I sometimes make some for free to try out. Yes, I have seen some artists do that as well. Total Rage. And then I know a few streamers that are also artists as well. That do stream their artwork, like Katari. She is amazing. She's a gamer on one hand, artist on the other side. She did all of It's DJ Booters emotes that you guys see me spam all the time, and I Am Vinyls. And she just does amazing work, and she will stream her artwork making emotes, so you can also learn and see how she does it. So if you are an artist trying to learn tips and tricks, she's a good person to take a look at if you ever have a moment, either way, whether you catch her gaming or not. And she does take contracts for emotes as well. If you're in my Discord, I have dropped her in the artists page category. Also, I am dropping a link. Recently, I did have an article released in Stream Tribe Live by Stream Tribe Live about through the mod's eyes and where I came from, how I got here, just a little bit if you do want to take a look at that, and where I am now, and of course up to starting this. And don't forget to give our lovely DJ DJ Mixie. Why am I saying Booter's name?
It's because it's DJ Booty.
Mad at him for skipping his stream Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. But so we build a community together, and now I'm doing these streams, as I've told everybody, to try and teach more people, get that information out. Welcome in, Shim. It's good to see you. As well as I believe I saw Mr. J. Gilbert Joe in as well. Doing pretty good. Thank you very much for joining us. And it looks like Aloha is here. I still can't say your first name. I still suck at it. You are Aloha for love. Love you. And welcome in, James Dust Official. If you guys haven't given him a follow, amazing artist as well. Please do so. I love all of you guys here that have joined us today. Again, I will be live tomorrow on Thursday for a mod talk, and we're going to start with the basics of the different mod styles out there, the different types of mod there are, and the team that's needed, and these styles coming together to really help a stream work. Do you guys have any comments on that before we raid off today, going into tomorrow's? of your feelings on the different styles of mods and or what it takes as a community of mods together to help a streamer.
Watson.
Don't be a douche. Don't be an a-hole.
I think it is important. It is important to have different styles of mods within your channel, because they will have different. So different styles can also mean different levels of experience and things like that. So it doesn't need to be run like, you know, having a head doorman and stuff like that, but a certain perspective of a certain situation, or, you know, a quick chat. Just hang on, I've dealt with this before and it turned out great, you know, and then deal with the problem. But again, on the level of sort of looking after people that come into the channel as well, so like regular viewers, or even flip right the way around, when something that Watson and Squishy do, and yourself, Cassie, for our channel, is, you know, when somebody brand new comes in, you guys are on the spot, absolutely on the spot to them, saying welcome, you know, welcome to the channel, which I think is great. Is a really fantastic thing to get that warm welcome. As if you're a brand new visitor to a channel, it goes a long way to you sort of saying, I like it here.
Yeah, no, what Mickey just said, welcome new people. If that streamer misses it, mods jump all over that. You know, welcome them in, make sure the streamer's aware that they've missed a person or whatever. Because if you miss a new viewer, that viewer's off. They're off somewhere that they will get attention. So 100% we mix it there, 100%.
Yep, I will 100% agree with that as well, because I've left streams after, you know, I'll wait, as we touched base a little bit on the last stream, I'll wait about 10 minutes. If I come in and it's a new stream and I drop my follow, like those mornings that I get home and my stream's at a place that I've never been before, I'll drop the follow after I've listened to the music for a little bit, or the stream and the content that's going on, and I'll wait for 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, I'll drop a few emotes here and there. If I don't get recognized that I'm a new follower, if I don't get seen or talked to by a mod of VIP or the streamer, because I do count VIPs as part of that primary foundation, because sometimes the mods are busy as well. They get called away. And especially when it's a new streamer that only has maybe one mod, but they have a few VIPs because they don't feel like giving that power to somebody else yet, because they're still new, figuring out what that power does. If I don't get recognized, I will unfollow and leave. I won't come back because that doesn't show the style of community that I'm looking for. Because I'm not here just for the content. The content's the primary, but I'm also here to interact with people. I'm a single mom. I'm stuck at home. Twitch is like the best thing I found, because even pre-COVID, when did this girl go out? Never.
It's content and community holding hands together.
Right? I got all the people I need right here now. Who needs to leave the house? Go to work, and I work graveyards. So daytime, what's that? Sun's out there somewhere. I'll take the kids out every once in a while and we'll hang out. But the kids also enjoy dancing and music like me. My son's learning drumming, violin, flute, piano. And I'm a very musical pusher, kind of, with my kids, because it's my life. I love music and always have. So to find this community and the gaming all in one, it's really, really nice to have it at a fingertip. That, like, if you're in a bummed mood, you can come in and find people that are here to cheer you up. And we all care about each other. Don't overly spam chat with, you know, all the dreaded details, but, you know, saying, hey, I need a little bit of moment, or even messaging a mod going, yo, can you talk to me for a moment? If they're really a mod, they'll be there for you. Like in my Discord, I will show you, we have a few different things. I do want to say, I know a few people here have taken it on my name that you see when I when I'm chatting, and I'm just going to show that link tree one more time in case you guys missed it. Link tree. If you check next to my name, you will see the GLHF pledge emblem. That is a good place to start learning the TOS as a mod for streams. And if you sign that pledge, Twitch also knows that you have read that their terms of services and how you should be portraying chat. It's a nice, quick way. You can also get that next to you so people can recognize that you truly are caring about things as well. And anytime as a mod, if you do see somebody going through distress, feel free to try and like reach out to them and see if they need a little help. There's also helplines you can get that I do have in my Discord rules as well. So if you ever need any links to help out those that might just need a little help, okay? Because it's the internet. We have a lot of people, especially during COVID, that have been without help for their mental instabilities.
Yeah.
And we do see a lot of them on here. So feel free to always give those people some love and see if they're a troll before you just assume that they're a troll,
Yeah.
please. And we are going to be reading over soon, unless anybody else has any other things to say today.
I have one thing to say. It is based upon what the chat has been saying. Mixie, get some new jeans. Your knees are worn out, mate.
I happen to like all my jeans that have got no knees in them. They're very comfortable.
And thank you very much, James, for agreeing. And I've learned German even from chat. All right, because I spend a lot of time, and it's really nice when I get to practice. I can't speak it, so don't even try, James. I'm not going to. I will act a fool in here because I've typed it more than speaking it. Maybe one day y'all can give me some better lessons on the pronunciation. And we'll get somewhere. But it is always nice. One thing I will say is with Mixie, you guys don't really stop people from speaking in their native tongue. And that's another thing that I do appreciate. I want to thank you guys for, because this is a community that's worldwide. Where else do we get this chance of no media, no boundaries, nobody in the law enforcement telling us this is what's going on somewhere else in the world? We get to see it firsthand. We get to talk to each other firsthand. We get to learn about the different cultures firsthand from each other. Take it in, absorb it, and learn.
It is one thing. It staggers me that Twitch streamers even have the audacity to ban people for not just speaking in English or their native tongue. Why would you? Why would you stop a whole Spanish mafia coming into your club? Why would you stop all of the Russians coming in, or Ukrainians, or wherever you may be, or the Polish? Why would you stop these people and say you can't speak your language yet? No, let them all in. Let them enjoy it. You know, if I know people worry about moderating the chat and worry that things are being said that are wrong, trust in your chat to tell you. You know, if somebody is being disgusting in a foreign language and you don't have any mods look in that language, if somebody's reading it and does understand it and it's wrong, you will get told. You know, somebody will tell you once you've done a bit of a Google or translate. Yeah, oh yeah, that person's wrong. That needs to go. But yeah, why would you ever stop, you know, any group of people from having fun in the native tongue? It's just completely irrelevant to me. I'm sorry, it winds me up. I'll shut up again.
You finished, mate?
I'll finish. I'll get off my high horse now. I'll run along.
Right. I'm like, sorry about that sidestepping, but that language barrier thing is a very big thing, because I do see some streamers that are like, hey, we only speak English here. Or, hey, we only speak French here. Oh, hey, or the streamers will ignore anybody that's speaking a different language than them. It's not just the people that speak English. This is streamers of all languages. And it's like, we can really breach this bridge and like just accept them. And there's one thing that I Am Roger that does. If somebody is in chat speaking a language he doesn't know, he will ask people in chat, not his mods only. He'll go, hey, does anybody here speak Spanish? Can you translate for me? so that he knows what that person's saying, and his viewers, his community will join in. So again, don't shut people out just because they're from somewhere else, speak a different language. It's all inclusive on Twitch. Be happy, be love, a lot of plur everywhere. I am going to raid us out over to Shinta Loves House Music. She and her husband are having, DJ Fadi Bali are having their 14-year anniversary today, and they wanted to share the time with the Twitch community, and they're a wonderful, wonderful pair over there. So I'm going to send us off that way. Oh my goodness. I might. Is it cancel raid one word? I'm gonna get mad at her. She never does this. Oh shoot, is it I'm trying to remember how to cancel the raid.
It should tell you on.
Is it raid cancel? Ooh, I get to learn this. Oh, it's not recognizing. I guess we're still gonna go over there. I'm sorry that it's follower only. I don't know why. She has never done that before, and her mod might have accidentally done that, but she is a sweetheart. They are great, and this is the first time she's ever had her follow chat only on. I am so sorry about that. It's wait. It's gonna let me cancel it. There we go. I think I canceled it. I'm gonna pick somebody else. So do you guys have anything to say while I pick someone else?
Mixie, you look.
What's the singer's a song?
You look spaffing there, sir. Oh, sing a song. All the ducks are swimming in the water.
Again, not me. It wasn't me this time. It wasn't me the other time.
Come on. Give some all the ducks in the water, Mixie.
No.
Ooh, I don't know. He might piss off the Foxy Force.
Come
I might have to do that one for him again. Alrighty, then I think I'm going to take us over to our lovely DJ Solibra. He is a big supporter and also part of the Vibes for the Tribe. He is fabulous. If you guys have not seen him before, please send him a follow. I can spell correctly today. And thank you again for everybody that did join us. You are fabulous and very heartwarming. Oh, DJ Zitros, guten. Hi. Another one of our German friends that I met through a raid from a German, when I take random ganders in Germany. So when you don't find me over in a English speaking, go check Germany. You might find me over there somewhere, including with Mr. Zitros. He does amazing streams, and his mod is another one that she does mod talks as well. She is fabulous. If you speak German, go ahead and watch or not. You can still learn things about more streamers and have fun. We love them a lot as well. One of the first streamers I wandered into, and I can catch and sneak in. Love you all. And again, follow Linktree. We are just now ending. Again, I will be live tomorrow, Thursday, for Mod Talks, getting down and dirty. What style of mod are you? What style of mod do you hope to be? And what style of mods you may need in your stream going forward. Love you guys all. Heart, stars, and horseshoes. Smoke them if you got them, drink them if you want them, and catch us tomorrow also with Mixie live and Watson over in the Moist Chord and the Shed of Dreams. Love you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
You guys are good. I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Sorry,
Thanks,
that was
guys.
Thank you.
unexpected.
Cheers, Cassie.
Love you. Bye.